Chris Edelson. He's a constitutional scholar and lecturer at UMASS Amherst. Chris, you just heard Senator Chuck Schumer characterize this operation as lawlessness. So what does the Constitution say about capturing foreign heads of state?
It's very clear, and this shouldn't be a partisan issue. Your correspondent noted that it's divided along partisan lines. It shouldn't. This is a legal issue. Constitution is very clear. Congress declares war. All the framers of the Constitution understood if the President of the United States wanted to undertake any offensive military operation, they would need Congress's approval. So this is illegal.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says it wasn't necessary to notify Congress in advance. Listen to what he told our George Stephanopoulos earlier on this week.
It wasn't necessary because this was not an invasion. We didn't occupy a country. This was an arrest operation. This was a law enforcement operation. He was arrested on the ground in Venezuela by FBI agents, read his rights, and removed from the country.
He called this a law enforcement operation. What's your reaction to that?
It reminds me of the Truman administration. During the Korean War, they said, oh, it's not a war, it's a police action. Presidents use words like that, and administrations use words to describe what's really happening. This was a military operation. 150 U.S. military aircraft were used. You simply cannot do that legally or constitutionally without congressional approval. The only exception would be if the United States was attacked or if there's a threat of imminent attack. This is really dangerous stuff, and it should be understood in a broader context. This is a president who believes he can do as he pleases, that the law does not apply to him.
So you're calling this really dangerous stuff. So what precedent does this set for the balance of power between Congress and the White House?
The balance of power is over. As of now, we are living in a moment of constitutional failure. I say that very sadly. As an American who's lived here my whole life, was born here, in a functioning system, there would be consequences. There would have been consequences after January 6, 2021. There would be consequences when Donald Trump openly told the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, to prosecute his enemies. There would have been consequences when Donald Trump knocked down part of the White House and put his name illegally on the Kennedy Center. And there would be consequences when he went to war illegally. In our failed system, there hasn't been. The constitutional system is not automatic. The framers of the Constitution assumed that each branch of government would use the tools available to it to set limits on the other. We're in the 250th anniversary of the birth of this nation, and one thing is very clear. The framers of the Constitution did not want a king. Donald Trump believes that he is an American king, and he is asserting powers without limit. So far, the system has failed to hold him to account.
So do you think that Congress could get its power back, let's say in the future, and possibly hold, I guess, not only this president, but anybody in the future accountable for these actions?
You're right. It's a great question. They could do it any time. They could do it today. The power is there. They just won't use it. And as your correspondent mentioned before, the reason that's not happening is because of a partisan division. In 1974, when President Nixon was revealed that he had acted criminally to help to sabotage the election in 1972, Republicans joined with Democrats to stop him. In 1937, when Franklin Roosevelt wanted to pack the Supreme Court, Democrats said no. What's happening now, we've seen this in the past. Presidents have abused power, but in the past, they've been stopped. This time, Republicans, with very few exceptions, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think, is notable. She's someone who's a very strong Trump ally. She's the only Republican I'm aware of who's a current sitting member of Congress who has said this is not legitimate. The president cannot do this. Of course, she is on her way out, though. She's resigning from Congress.
Like many other Republicans in Congress right now. Chris Edelson, thank you for your analysis.